From the moment the Lakers set foot in Los Angeles, they seemed destined for spectacle, both triumphant and turbulent. For decades, they've ruled basketball headlines and Hollywood gossip columns alike. The Lakers didn't start under the bright lights of Hollywood. They began in Minneapolis, capturing several early titles and already establishing themselves as a dominant force. But when the franchise relocated to Los Angeles in 1960, everything changed. Los Angeles offered a sprawling stage fit for star athletes who thrived under pressure. From day one, the team carried a glittering aura that set it apart. Wilt Chamberlain and Jerry West contributed to legendary battles that elevated the Lakers brand. Even then, whispers circulated about behind-the-scenes tensions, small ripples of ego clashes that foreshadowed the storms to come. Fans outside LA often resented what they perceived as a glamour team, saying the media fawned over Los Angeles more than any other city. Were those early criticisms just jealousy or a genuine foreshadowing that Hollywood drama would someday bleed into the organization? As the franchise matured, so did those rumors. But that was just the beginning. Soon the Lakers would become a cultural phenomenon known worldwide, setting the stage for some of the most triumphant and troubling moments in basketball history. If any era etched the Lakers into the global spotlight, it was the 1980s, a decade defined by Showtime. Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and James Worthy turned every home game into a must-see event. The Forum in Inglewood played host to dazzling no-look passes, lightning-fast fast breaks, and star-studded front rows featuring celebrities who wanted to rub shoulders with the city's golden team. Enthusiasm soared, and new fans flooded in. Yet behind the highlight reels and championship parades, tensions simmered. Kareem's reserved demeanor clashed at times with Magic's effervescent personality. Rumblings emerged that some on the roster felt overshadowed by Magic's stardom. Then, in 1991, a bombshell dropped. Magic announced he was retiring due to testing positive for HIV. That revelation rocked the entire sports world, prompting debates about health, privacy, and fear within the league. Some people whispered that the Lakers' flamboyant era had propelled them to center stage, but it also left them vulnerable. While Magic would return briefly, questions about the team's future identity took shape. Could they keep Showtime alive, or would darker realities overshadow the brilliance of their on-court success? Though the Lakers navigated the early 90s in relative limbo, everything changed once again when Shaquille O'Neal arrived in 1996, shortly after the team acquired a teenage Kobe Bryant. Overnight, the franchise became a juggernaut in the making. Shaq, an unstoppable force in the paint, meshed with Kobe, an ambitious prodigy determined to outwork anyone. With Phil Jackson stepping in as head coach, success seemed inevitable. But as the titles piled up, 3 consecutive championships from 2000 to 2002, so did the tension. Shaq and Kobe were constantly at the center of swirling rumors. One day, the media reported they were unstoppable allies. The next, sources claimed they were barely on speaking terms. Fans took sides, dissecting every post-game interview to figure out if Shaq had taken a verbal jab at Kobe or vice versa. Then, accusations surfaced off the court, drawing a storm of negative publicity. The details were messy, with intense scrutiny threatening to overshadow their achievements. Still, this was Hollywood, and drama sold newspapers. The Lakers front office struggled to keep a lid on the feud, but it eventually broke the team apart. Shaq departed for Miami, leaving Kobe as the franchise's focal point. Overnight, one of the greatest duos in NBA history was dismantled. Critics blasted the Lakers for mismanaging stars of that caliber, while fans wondered if they'd seen the end of a dynasty. But that wasn't the whole story. After Shaq's exit, Kobe found himself in a precarious position. He was the face of the Lakers, but often appeared isolated, shouldering the blame for the breakup and hungry to prove he could win without Shaq. The seasons immediately following were defined by challenges. The Lakers flirted with mediocrity, missing the playoffs in 2005, something unthinkable just a few years earlier. Controversies swirled as trade demands reportedly came from Kobe himself. Tired of losing, he allegedly threatened to leave if the front office didn't assemble a championship caliber roster. Behind the scenes, fans heard about conflicts between ownership siblings, Jeanie and Jim Buss, over who truly controlled decision-making. The trade for Pau Gasol in 2008 unleashed a new wave of suspicion. How had the Lakers landed such a talented big man for what critics called a minimal cost? Rival fan bases shouted favoritism, time, while LA fans rejoiced in the gift they believed would bring the team back to glory. In the midst of this swirling drama, Kobe led the Lakers to 2 more championships in 2009 and 2010. Just like that, the narrative flipped. The Lakers weren't just a talented team, they were an unrivaled dynasty once again. Meanwhile, ownership was undergoing a seismic shift. Dr. Jerry Buss, the iconic figure who had orchestrated decades of success, was aging. After his passing in 2013, the question loomed: could his children manage the empire and maintain the Lakers' standard? That tension, unspoken for years, threatened to ignite serious rifts. By the mid-2000s teens, the Lakers had entered another downturn. Kobe's injuries mounted, the roster seemed patchwork, and the team posted its worst record in franchise history. The once proud organization needed a fresh face to renew hope. In 2018, that salvation arrived in the form of LeBron James, arguably the biggest name in basketball. While fans welcomed LeBron as a conquering hero, rumors also emerged that some within the organization felt uneasy. Critics argued the Lakers were trading off their future in pursuit of LeBron's window. The front office made questionable moves, signing short-term veterans and clashing with coaches over philosophies. Head coach Luke Walton faced rumors of being undermined by the star power around him. Meanwhile, Magic Johnson took an executive role only to abruptly step down in 2019, citing internal politics that he claimed hamstrung his vision for the franchise. Then came the pivot that changed everything: the Anthony Davis trade in 2019. Pairing AD with LeBron looked unstoppable on paper, but fans outside LA blasted the Lakers for using their prestige to strong-arm smaller markets. That trade gutted the team's young core, but delivered immediate results. In 2020, the Lakers won it all in the Orlando bubble, a setting some critics labeled the Mickey Mouse ring, insisting the conditions were too unusual to validate the championship. Others saw it as a testament to the Lakers' resilience under surreal circumstances. Still, the controversies about that bubble environment lingered, and some claimed that the unique setup gave the team unfair advantages. Even with a championship fresh in the record books, the Lakers front office refused to stand still. Determined to maximize LeBron's final prime years, the team executed a blockbuster trade for Russell Westbrook in 2021. Initially, excitement ran high, an explosive triple-double machine joining forces with one of the greatest players of all time. But from the outset, problems surfaced. Fans saw glimpses of Westbrook's struggles in the new system: turnovers, missed jumpers, questionable late-game decisions. The media pounced, fueling a narrative that the front office had gambled away depth for a faulty star. Rumors circulated that Westbrook's presence unsettled the locker room. Some insiders hinted that certain players quietly resented his style. Coaching staff tried to juggle lineups, but nothing seemed to click seamlessly. Behind every post-game conference, speculation mounted that Westbrook might be traded again. Names like Kyrie Irving floated around, igniting a fresh wave of controversies. Did LeBron personally push for the Westbrook trade, or was the front office forcing the issue? Tension built with each late-game miscue. Fans grew frustrated, booing at home. Then the biggest blow: injuries sidelined LeBron or AD, leaving Westbrook in an even more precarious position. Mid-season adjustments can turn the tide of an NBA franchise, and the Lakers certainly embraced that possibility in 2023. They shipped out Westbrook in a multi-team deal, welcomed back D'Angelo Russell, and acquired new role players like Jared Vanderbilt and Rui Hachimura. Suddenly, the narrative flipped yet again. LeBron and AD found themselves surrounded by hungry, versatile teammates eager to prove they belonged in Hollywood. Rumors soared about the revitalized energy in practices. Sources claimed the friction that once stifled the locker room dissipated with Westbrook's departure, though official statements remained tight-lipped. Despite outside speculation, the Lakers insisted they harbored no hard feelings toward Russ, but fans still traded stories about how bad the chemistry might have truly been. In the end, that infusion of fresh blood turned the Lakers from potential outsiders into a looming playoff threat. They rocketed up the standings, even shocking rivals with surprise victories. Online chatter soared with every pass from D'Angelo Russell that set up an Anthony Davis slam, or every breakout moment from a previously overshadowed role player. Did the Lakers just find their missing pieces, or was it all an overreaction to a small sample of games? Even after so many reinventions, the Lakers' story feels unfinished. Every few weeks, a new rumor erupts. LeBron's cryptic social media posts fuel whispers that he might want out if the franchise can't keep winning. Opposing fans stir the pot by claiming AD could request a trade if he feels underappreciated. News outlets hint that Kyrie Irving or another star might soon be wearing the purple and gold. Though the Lakers have a track record of luring marquee names, critics argue that the front office often underestimates the cost in chemistry, cohesion, and draft capital. Could those gambles eventually leave the franchise in shambles? Or is this simply the price of chasing greatness in LA? Meanwhile, ownership drama simmers behind the scenes, with Jeannie Buss and her close advisors occasionally clashing with those who want a more modern approach to team building. Yet, for all the controversies, the Lakers still thrive under pressure. Some fans insist the franchise is always one move away from its next title. Others say the mystique is fading, overshadowed by self-inflicted turmoil. One thing is certain, the NBA world cannot look away. Every twist in the Lakers' journey commands attention, from front-page rumors to dazzling on-court performances. The Los Angeles Lakers aren't just a basketball team, they're the living embodiment of high-stakes entertainment. They have repeatedly soared to unimaginable heights and tumbled into dramatic lows, only to rise again. From Magic's shocking announcement to the Shaq-Kobe implosion, from Kobe's late career renaissance to LeBron's bubble triumph, from Westbrook's bumpy tenure to the current wave of new faces, each episode brims with controversies, triumphs, and heartbreak that could only be scripted in Hollywood. So what's next for this storied franchise? Will LeBron, AD, and their updated supporting cast stun everyone with another championship run? Or will injuries, ego battles, and behind-the-scenes dramas tear them apart? As fans and critics alike hold their breath, one fact remains unshakably clear. When it comes to the Lakers, the show is never over until the final buzzer sounds. And even then, you can bet there's another act waiting in the wings.